Hey guys, I just wanted to put out another little word of encouragement to everybody. I was listening to a couple sermonettes from Joseph Prince and John Crowder and a couple other guys, and just got me thinking, and just picked out a couple really good verses and wanted to share them with you guys and encourage everybody. So, uh, first one, really love to share with you guys is First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 29 and 30. It says, "So that no man may boast before God, but by his doing you are in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom from God, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption." Just a good one. I love that verse. Jesus is our righteousness. Jesus is our sanctification. Jesus is our redemption. Jesus is our holiness. Jesus is our wisdom. So, if you're smart, you're stupid. If you're like the worst sinner in the world, or a morally good person, you're really not, because your wisdom and your righteousness and all of that is really from Jesus, not from you. And there's another one for you. Galatians 2:20, everybody knows it, but I love it. It says, "I've been crucified with Christ, and it is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." All right. And then it says, right after that, it says, "I do not nullify the grace of God, for if righteousness comes through the law, then Christ died needlessly." And I don't think Christ died needlessly. So righteousness doesn't come through the law. Righteousness comes through faith in God, comes through grace, comes through Jesus. I think that's a really good one. And then another one, just wanted to read to you guys once I get there. First John chapter 4. Oops, a little too far. First John chapter 4, starting verse 15, it says, "Whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God. We have come to know and have believed the love which God has for us. God is love, and the one who abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. By this is the one I really wanted to get to, by this, love is perfected with us, so that we may have confidence in the day of judgment, because as he is, so also are we in this world." So on the day of judgment, we get to approach confidently before God, because as he is, as Jesus Christ is at the right hand of God, so are we in this world. That's not that's not saying as he that's not saying we get to approach God really confidently at the end of the age because we lived like Christ on the earth. Because let me tell you something, you couldn't live like Christ on the earth if you wanted to. If you could live like Christ, then you'd be able to live perfectly according to the law and you wouldn't need Christ. This is saying that as a fact, because Jesus is your righteousness, because Jesus is your sanctification, and he is your redemption, then when God looks at you, he sees Jesus. He sees you just as Jesus is. Just like that verse before that said, "I've been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, it's Christ who lives in me." So when you get to heaven, you get to be really confident before God, because when you step up there, the thing that God is going to be judging you on is Jesus. You get judged the same way Jesus gets judged, because your book of all the things you've done is blank, because Jesus erased all that, and then he put his book in your place. So God, the judge, is going to pull up your record and says, "Bring the defendant's record," and they're going to put Jesus Christ's record on the court table, and you're going to be really confident and full of joy about all the good things that Jesus did through you, because just as he is, so also are we in this world. So there you go. There it is from the Bible. You are like Christ, and even if you're not acting like him, you are like him. And that's how God sees you. And it's not just how God sees you, it's how you are. It's a fact. it's not just, well, God's just overlooking all my bad stuff and putting Jesus' stuff in my place, and like, but I'm still not a good person. I don't deserve all this stuff. Well, it's true you don't deserve all that stuff, but it's not just that your record has changed, but you're not. It's a fact of identity right here in the Bible. This is just as He is, so also are we in this world. So just take hold of that, believe it in faith, because it's by faith that you get to have it, and walk out in that today. So love you guys. Just wanted to bless people and encourage everybody. Bye.